All right, what's going on, y'all? Today is Tuesday, October 15th, and I'm in good spirits. I did suffer a loss, and I let you guys know on my community page. I wasn't going to do this, but I want to. I feel inspired to share this, what I feel right now, because just so you know, I'm driving. I'll tell you why I'm driving, but I'm driving home right now. I'm inspired to share this because I am sharing my journey. It's a cargo van journey, transitioning from 9 to 5 to a independent contractor, business owner. And part of my channel is being honest, sharing the real journey, not editing things out of my life. And the reality is, a lot of you guys are interested in my channel and following me because you want to do the same thing. Either you are doing the same thing or you want to. And I can't hide this from you. So you guys that follow me, you have a right to know. You know, obviously, if I disappear off the channel for extended period of time, you have a right to know why. Because a lot of you guys, like I said, you get inspiration from videos like this, the videos I post. I'm showing you a real life journey with real ups and downs and experiences. So I'm in a bereavement period right now, but I'm good. It happened yesterday, and I've let it out. I'm good. So the reason I'm sharing this, and this might be a long, it's not even a video, this is audio. I'm just recording myself because I don't really want to show myself right now, but so you can listen to this whenever, while you're driving or about to go to bed, whatever. I want to share that. I was inspired to share this because this is my real life feelings right now that I feel in real life, and this is something that you're going to experience too, and that's why I want to share it. You're going to start your cargo van journey, or whatever you decide to do, whatever business you open and start. It's not easy. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs, and many of you guys have already experienced this. You've lost someone close to you, or maybe you're going through the same type of thing I'm going through right now. And if you haven't, you're going to. That's a fact. You're going to experience a loss of someone. And you never know when it's going to happen. It could be at the worst possible time. So that's why I'm sharing this. Because, you got to be prepared for this. So anyways, I'm just talking. So just bear with me. So let me hold on one second. Let me turn my other phone down because I'm getting a lot of job offers, but I'm not working right now. Hold on just a second. Okay, I just turned it off. So before I start, I'm just letting you know I'm driving because I had got a nail in one of my tires. There's a nail in the tire, and it's still in the tire right now. But I took it to the Ford dealership because I do have a warranty. I told you guys I have a warranty, and that warranty is valid for 5 years. So I had to take it to the dealer because they have to assess what I need, whether it needs to be patched or replaced, and they have to actually call the warranty people to schedule it, to like verify. I can't just tell them I got a nail in a tire, I need a new tire. You have to go to the dealership. So the dealership contacted the warranty people, gave them the estimate, and it's covered. So I'm gonna get a new tire tomorrow. So the tire's good. I've actually been rolling on it for over a week, and I didn't even know I had a flat, but I had to put air in it like 2 or 3 times throughout the week, and that's when I decided to check it, and then I saw the nail in it. So anyways, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm driving back from the dealership to my house. So last year, March of 2023, I lost my mom, and that was not expected. It was kind of unexpected, and my mom's always been in pretty good health, and that was tough because it wasn't the best timing. I didn't have a whole lot of money saved up, and I had just kind of really got going with this cargo van business, and I had to. I actually drove. I was trying to see what was cheaper, to fly or drive. So we ended up driving to California for that, and it was expensive. Like I wasn't really prepared for that, but I had to do what I had to do. So fast forward a year later, here we are. So yesterday I was on an order. I think I was on a delivered catering order, and I was waiting for a really long time. It was taking like 30 minutes. I was waiting. I was there for at least 30 minutes, and I had sent my wife. My wife was in the passenger seat of my car. I was inside the restaurant. I sent her a message, like joking around. And she didn't respond, which is, that's not like her. So I came out to see what's going on, and she was in tears. So as I was walking to the van, I kind of knew, because prior to that, my sister, who, she lives in California, she had told me that my dad he needed surgery. I'm not going to tell you what for, but he needed kind of emergency surgery. And it's very high risk. So, like I said, when I walked out, I already knew. So anyway, that's how I found out. I was actually in the middle of my Dillard's route and delivered catering order. So, my dad, I put on my community page that I lost my hero. That's kind of a term that a lot of people use for their parents, whether it be your mother or your father. It could be a relative. It could be anybody, a best friend. Everyone kind of has a hero in their life. At least most people I know, they kind of have someone that really helped them. And it's just a hero to them. And for me, my dad, without a doubt, 100% is my hero. I'm not going to go into all the details of why, but most of you guys can relate to that. I know there's a lot of people that don't have a father figure in their life, but their mother might be their hero. Especially a lot of sports athletes, they give a lot of credit to their mother. A lot of they grew up in a single family home, no dad. I was very, very, very fortunate to have both my mom and dad in the picture, and that's something that everyone can't say. I'm not gonna tell you a whole lot. I really don't want to be too long on this, but I'm telling you all this because there's a message behind it. So whether you receive it or not, it's up to you. I just hope that it gets to whoever it needs to get to. I'm very grateful for my dad. He was my hero. I told you guys before in a video that he was a cop for 33 years. And as a kid growing up, that was like the most awesome thing. And he was a motor cop most of his career. He really liked riding motorcycle. And when I saw him as a kid, and I was, when he was in his uniform and he wore the motorcycle boots and all that stuff and the helmet, and that was just like the most amazing thing, because I was already fascinated with police officers, and for my dad to be one of them, it didn't really hit me how cool it was until other kids saw that he was my dad. When I got out of school, he would leave at like 4 or something in the morning to go to work, and he'll come home around 3 o'clock, which was the time I got out of school. And my school was right across the street from my house, so it was a short walk. But sometimes I would wait on the corner for him to pass by, and a few times he would pick me up and put me on his bike, and I'll sit in front of him, and he'd ride, the short distance home. And other kids, they saw that, and it was like, I didn't realize how cool it was, but those are things that I just never can forget, those type of memories. But anyways, I'm not gonna give you my whole life story. The most important thing about my dad was that he did his job. His job was to raise me right. Me and I have an older brother and an older sister. His job was to raise his kids right. Train us up in the way that we should go, so that when we get older, we don't depart from what he's taught us. And he put the fear of God in us at an early age. And I have to say that is the most important thing he did in my life, because what if I had a bad parent? What if I had a bad dad and a bad mom that did not teach me about what's important? They didn't teach me about God. They didn't teach me to fear the Lord and to live for him. What if they allowed me to do whatever I want with no discipline? I have my experiences of rebellion. I have my experiences of being in the world and living a sinful life. But one thing I have to say is that what he taught me is, it stuck to me. So that even during the times when I was living a sinful life and I was completely in the world, I didn't have a don't care attitude. So anytime I participated in sinful actions, whatever it was, I never felt comfortable. There was always something that bothered me about it. And that's what he instilled in us, in me, my brother, and my sister. He was a excellent father figure, perfect example of a man. My mom, when they first got married, she had a career. She was in nursing, and he's old school. He is the breadwinner. He has a responsibility to take care of his family. He didn't want her working. And it was mutually agreed, but, my mom took the role of parenting. When she had her first child, she took that role of being a stay-at-home mom. She gave up her career. And I never really talked to them about it, but I think that he had a lot to do with it. He had a good job, he was a police officer, and he had a pension and retirement, and so he was doing well. And he was the perfect father figure for me. He was stern, he disciplined us, but he was loving, and he wasn't very affectionate. He didn't show it. He's not the type to hug me and say, "I love you, son," and all that, but he did. He's very, I'm kind of the same way. I have a lot of his traits, but I love my kids to death, but I'm not a very emotional person. I don't show affection like that. I could tell my kids I love you, but that's not something that I do often. Even though I love them to death, I'll die for my kids. He's the same way. We never hugged that much, and I could probably count on one hand how many times we hugged. It was more of a bro hug. You guys know what I'm talking about, the bro hug. When I got older, it was handshakes. but you guys know what I'm talking about. Just old school, stern father. One of the biggest things I remember about him is there's a difference between reading the Bible and studying the Bible. And a lot of people read the Bible, but a lot of people don't study. He studied the Bible. I remember just going in his room several times as a kid, and he would always be in his rocking chair just reading the Bible, just soaking it up, studying it. And he used to teach Bible study to us and to the church we went to when I was a kid. But like, I was just so amazed at how much he knew. He was the type that, you know, any subject, whatever you were talking about, like, you'd be like, man, remember that story about such and such? He could remember. He'll tell you off the top of his head, you know, the chapter, the verse, and even quote it sometimes. I was always amazed at that, and I want to know the Bible that well. I try. There's a lot of things I do remember. I can like tell you what book it's in, maybe even the chapter, but like, I want to be on his level. I want to be able to rattle out verses off the top of my head. That's studying the Bible. You can't do that without, you know, you have to study. Anyways, I could go on and on. I don't want to ramble too much. I'm just like really appreciating the time I had with him. I'm the way I am because of him and my mom. They both molded me into what I am. Again, there are so many people. I grew up with a lot of kids that did not have a father in their life. I grew up with kids that did not have rules. They could do literally whatever they want. Single parent home. I knew kids that grew up without knowing anything about God. They did not care because their parents didn't care. So, like, I'm so grateful that I had the parents I had, and many of you guys can say the same thing, but everyone doesn't have good parents. Parenting is like probably the most important part of a child's life, because, you know, a child that grows up without any discipline and no structure, I don't have to tell you how they're going to end up. You'll see it at their childhood. It starts at their childhood. If they're having problems at childhood and it's not being fixed and corrected, it's not going to magically be fixed when they get older. It's going to get worse. So I just want to share that. It hurts to lose. It feels like when it's like you had an injury, like say you break your leg or something. The pain that you feel when it first happens, it hurts really bad. But, you know, obviously over time it will heal. It starts to heal, but, you know, the scar will be there. There will always be a scar. And that's kind of how this feels. It's just like, man, it hurts, but it's something that I had to prepare for. You know, it's a part of life. As much as I would love to have my parents for my entire life, it doesn't work like that, and I understand that. So, honestly, like I'm actually, it's kind of weird. It's not weird, but there's a lot of joy that comes out of this. Believe me, I'll miss him more than anything, but I'm kind of happy because, and this is, I'm gonna kind of end with this. My dad was like, in my eyes as a kid, he was like the Terminator. I felt like nothing could hurt him. I've never seen him cry before, ever. I saw him cry one time, and the time that he cried in my presence was when his mom died. I remember that like yesterday. I was a little kid, and when his mom passed away, that's the only time I saw him cry, and it was at the funeral. Other than that, I've never seen him cry. I felt like he was just like the Terminator. There was nothing that he couldn't do. He accomplished everything. He was so knowledgeable about just everything in life, as well as in scripture. He was tall. He was like 6'3", so he kind of towered over people. But he had a really strong personality, and he always was able to do things himself. You know, he never needed help doing anything physically. And I think the hardest part for me was probably about 3, I think it was 3, maybe 4 years ago. He went in for surgery. He had to have heart surgery, and it did not go well. He ended up having a stroke during the surgery. So he was in the hospital for a very long time, over a year. And this kind of brings up another situation that I want to mention about my mom. He was in the hospital, and he was paralyzed on his right side. And I don't know, man. I just, like I said, I have this image of my dad as, you know, a person I've never seen down before, unable to like care for himself. And that hurt, like, more than anything, to see that. And and his personality had changed. He wasn't, you know, he had some brain damage that caused him where he wasn't able to like communicate the way he normally does. He kind of, it was almost like talking to a child. Even though he was fully aware of everything, he remembered most things, but he just wasn't himself. He wasn't the same. And he's been like that about the last 3 or 4 years. And for me, honestly, like, that was the most painful part of everything. It's like, it was very, very hard for me to communicate with him and talk to him, because we had a lot of conversations, whether it be about sports or even his police work, all that stuff. Like, you know, we couldn't have those conversations anymore. It wasn't him. And, you know, for him to be in a situation where he needed, you know, nursing care, like he could not care for himself, it hurt, man. That hurt really bad. And I just want to mention my mom on that same note. During that time, my mom never left his side. While he was in the hospital, she had an option. She could have went home and slept in her bed and, you know, came back the next day. She didn't do that. She stayed with him. There were times where she slept in the chair. They didn't have an extra bed for her. She literally was with him 24/7 for over a year. And what I didn't know is she was having pain. And she never told us. She didn't want us to worry. They both were the same. They never wanted us to worry about them. And but she was in pain. And when she first started feeling pain, had she got attention, you know, left my dad's side and got the attention, she possibly could be here today. But she put him above herself. And man, I'm just telling you the type of parents I had and why I'm so honored to have had them in my life. And, you know, I don't even know what else to say, man. I'm happy in the sense that, you know, they're gonna, the Bible, I'm not here to try to prove if the Bible's true or not, because I know some people don't believe in it. I'm of the mindset, if the Bible's not true, God doesn't exist, we're worth nothing, we don't mean anything, we're just meaninglessly here. If all that is true, I don't have anything to worry about. Or if, you know, everyone goes to heaven, as a lot of people think. Some people think you don't have to live a certain way. You just, doesn't matter how you live, everyone goes to heaven. If that is true, I don't have anything to worry about. But they put the fear of God in me. And, you know, if the Bible is true and it's correct, a lot of people, it's going to be too late. When you find out that it's true, it's going to be too late. And that's what scares me. That's why I want to always share the freedom that I have, not just the freedom with this career that I chose, but freedom in life, freedom in general, the freedom that God gives you when you receive eternal life. It changes you. I don't live for myself anymore. I live for others. I live for Him. Like, I understand that. I never understood verses like that, but I do now. And it doesn't, you don't understand that until you actually become, you know, a born again Christian. Then you understand. Everything makes sense. But anyways, like I said, I'm not here to preach to y'all or nothing like that. I'm just sharing my real life feelings. And I'm like so happy. Yes, it hurts. Yes, I will miss him, but I know that the way I saw him, I don't have to see him like that anymore. And when the time comes, he'll have a new body. And that's what excites me. No one, you know, the suffering that we feel and deal with here in this human form and on this earth, I'll never experience that again when that day comes. So that's why it's, you know, it brings joy to me. He lived a very long life, and I'm very happy and proud of him. He did an excellent job of raising his 3 kids. Mission accomplished. He did the job. He did the job. That was his job. That's his responsibility. God requires you to raise your kids right. That is a requirement. That's not optional. You have a duty to do that. You know, kids, they come in this world knowing nothing. They don't know anything. You have to teach them. If you let a child just do whatever they want, they're gonna injure or possibly kill themselves. You know, if you put a kid in a room, a little toddler, and, you know, just put them in a room and don't do anything, they're gonna touch everything and turn the oven on and, you know, stick a pin inside the plug in the wall. Like, they're just gonna do all kind of crazy stuff. And, you know, like, you have to discipline them. You have to teach them and tell them, no, don't do that. Anyways, you guys get the point. So, that's it, man. I don't want to be too long on this. I just wanted to let you guys know I'm good, and I really do appreciate you guys, because there's a lot of you guys that don't comment at all, and that I'm the same. I don't comment on everyone's videos, but I know that you feel this way. You support my channel. You like what I'm doing. You support what I'm doing. And I appreciate that. I know you're out there, and there's those of you that write comments and that have sent your condolences. That means a lot. Even if just a few of you guys, like, that's what keeps me going. Even if only a few of you guys hear what I'm saying, it's like, I can't even express how grateful I am. You just, it's hard to express what it feels like when you have a total stranger. You know, you guys don't know me, never met me, but, you know, I feel like I know you, and you probably feel like you know me. And I look at these journeys as a family. Like, we're a family. In a weird way, we are, you know. And I like, you know, networking with other people that's like me, like-minded people. even though technically the system has us competing against each other, I don't look at everyone as a competitor. One thing that God requires those of you that are saved is to support each other. Brotherly love. Lift each other up. Support each other. That's required of you. God requires that. He doesn't condone you trying to tear somebody down. That's not what brothers and sisters do. We build each other up. And a lot of you guys do that. And I really do appreciate and thank you guys. From my family to yours, I ask God to bless those of you that are kind-hearted, humble, and that encourage me and lift me up and support my channel and support me. I pray that the Lord blesses you. I really do. He doesn't have to, but I would love for him to bless you guys in any way. Doesn't have to be financially, whatever, but just, you know, it's okay to ask that. It really is. So anyways, I just want to get on here and let you guys know I'm good. Emotionally, I'm good. I'm just taking time to figure things out. You guys know how it is. A lot of you guys have been through what I've been through already, so you know everything that comes after that. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm good, man. I'm good, and if your parents are still around, I'm telling you, man, like, really appreciate the time you have with them, because that day, it's gonna come. It's gonna come for everybody. The last thing I'm gonna say, I know this is getting really long, but this is kind of the most important part. I forgot to mention it. This did not happen at the best time. My wife's vehicle had a mechanical problem that was very important. It was very urgent to fix it, and it cost $1,100 to fix. I got a nail in my tire, which needs to be fixed ASAP as well, and there's a couple other things. It's kind of personal, but basically the timing of this is just, it's not it. It's always the worst possible time. That's something you have to think about. And I'm using this experience to help you. You have to prepare for any and everything. So not just personal matters like this, but anything can happen. Anything could happen. And you gotta have money saved up. You gotta have a savings account. I recommend 6 months of money where if you don't work for 6 months straight, you have enough money to pay all your bills, still be able to get groceries and do everything you need to do. At least 6 months. A year would be even better, but you gotta have it. I would say don't even start your business unless you have at least 6 months of money saved up. So that's my tip. That is what helps me in these situations. So I would hate for you guys to go through something really tragic and, you know, not be able to pay, you know, your bills and everything. And, you know, this is a situation I can't control. I can't control what happened. So anyways, I'm about to end this video, man. I hope you guys get the point. Thank you again, everybody, for your support. I really do appreciate it. When I come back on the channel, I have a lot. I had probably about 4 videos already done, a couple shorts that I was gonna post this week, but you know, I'm just gonna wait. I got to deal with this. And but I'm in good spirits. I just wanted you guys to know. I wanted you to hear my voice and know that I am good. I am good. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, the main reason is just to share my experience. You got to be prepared for everything. learn through my experience, and that's pretty much it. Once I don't have a time or date, you know, when I'll be back, but I should be back. I'm thinking probably within about 2 weeks. So you guys have a good one, and again, thank you for your support, and I will catch you guys later.